Hanover, New Hampshire. Autumn 1945. Leaves turn gold and red over Dartmouth College campus. War just ended 3 months ago. Young men return from Pacific and European theaters, some missing limbs, some missing pieces of themselves nobody can see. Michael Corleone walks among them, different, decorated, Navy Cross pinned to uniform, Face in Life magazine, captain, war hero, 25 years old. Kay Adams sees him first time outside Baker Library. She studies education, elementary school teacher path, New Hampshire native, Protestant family, her world made of church socials and town meetings and Friday night dances at the community hall. Clean, predictable, safe. Michael stands apart from other veterans, quiet confidence, dark eyes holding secrets, Italian features, expensive watch, something dangerous underneath the Ivy League exterior. They talk. Coffee at Lou's Diner, long walks through October cold. Michael different from New England boys Kay knows. He listens, watches, thinks before speaking. She asks about the war. He deflects, smiles, changes subject, asks about her dreams instead, what she wants from life. Normal boyfriend questions. But something in the way he asks, like he memorizing her answers, filing them away. November. Michael brings her to New York, his sister Connie getting married. Carlo Rizzi. Big Italian wedding. Kay enters different universe. Long Island compound, guards at gates, men in expensive suits kissing each other's cheeks. Women in fur coats speaking rapid Sicilian. Music, food, laughter, power radiating from every corner. Kay meets the family. Vito Corleone, the Don, gray at temples, soft-spoken, terrifying in his gentleness, sunny, loud, volcanic, Fredo, nervous, eager to please. Tom Hagen, the German-Irish lawyer who somehow belongs. Kay sits beside Michael at table. She tells him stories she heard, about his family, about Luca Brasi, about judges in pockets and politicians on payroll. Michael leans close, puts hand on hers, says words she wants to believe. That's my family, Kay. That's not me. His voice certain, confident, sincere. She believes him. Why wouldn't she? He war hero, college man, future ahead of him. Not like Sonny with violence in his blood. Not like Fredo with weakness in his spine. Michael different. Michael got out. Michael going to be lawyer or politician or businessman, legitimate, American, clean, December. Michael talks about future, 5 years, maybe 10. Build something together. House in suburbs, kids, normal life, far from New York, far from family business, far from men who kiss rings and speak in codes. Kay dreams with him, pictures white picket fence, station wagon, PTA meetings, her teaching elementary school, him in office somewhere, briefcase and tie, coming home for dinner, normal, she from New Hampshire, she understands normal, she can give him normal. Then December becomes January. Michael father nearly dies, assassination attempt. Everything changes. Michael visits hospital, comes back different, eyes harder, jaw set. He tells Kay he going away for a while. Family business, just temporary. She asks where, he can't say. She asks when he coming back, he doesn't know. He kisses her, promises this temporary, promises he's still the same Michael, promises future still waiting for them. She believes, she always believes. Michael disappears, February 1946. Gone, no letters, no phone calls, no word. Kay waits, writes to Corleone compound. Tom Hagen sends polite responses. Cannot help, do not know his location, legal reasons. Kay teaches school, goes through motions, reads newspapers, sees stories about mob war in New York. 5 families fighting, bodies in streets. She wonders, she worries, she waits. 2 years pass, then 3. Kay dates other men, tries to move on, cannot. Something about Michael stays, the promises, the certainty in his voice, the future he painted. She keeps believing, keeping hoping, keeps waiting. New Hampshire friends tell her forget, move on, he gone, he never coming back. She ignores them. Lot 1948. Michael returns, knocks on her door. Thinner, older, sadness behind eyes that wasn't there before, but alive, back. He tells her he's ready now, ready for that future, ready to build that life. He asks her to marry him. She should ask questions. Where was he? What happened? Why the sadness? She doesn't. She says yes. He makes promise. The promise that changes everything. In 5 years, Kay, 5 years, the Corleone family will be completely legitimate. She believes, she always believes. They marry. 1949, small ceremony. She becomes Kay Corleone, Mrs. Michael Corleone. Future legitimacy, future normal life, future she been dreaming about. Clock starts ticking. 5 years. 1954. That when everything becomes clean. That when Michael keeps his word. That when their real life begins. She just has to wait. She just has to believe. She just has to trust. She good at all three. New York, 1949. Kay moves into Corleone compound. Long Beach estate, guards at gates, men in dark suits patrolling grounds. Different from New Hampshire, different from anything she knows. Michael tells her temporary, just until family business settles, just until things get organized, just until the 5 years pass. She unpacks suitcases, hangs dresses in closet, tries to make it feel like home. It never does. First year passes. Michael attends meetings, late night conversations with Tom Hagen, phone calls at odd hours, men arriving, men leaving. Kay asks questions. Michael smiles, kisses her forehead, says don't worry, says it's just transition, says Vito still running things, he just helping, just advising, just being good son. She wants to believe, she tries to believe. Vito Corleone, aged from assassination attempt, moves slower now, speaks softer, but still commands, still decides, still the Don. Michael sits beside him during meetings, learning, watching, absorbing. Kay sees it happening, the way Michael listens, the way he observes, the way men look at him, not like son anymore, like future, like inevitability. Kay pregnant, first child, Anthony. She focuses on motherhood, easier than focusing on other things, easier than noticing how Michael coming home later, how his suit's getting more expensive, how bodyguards multiply. She decorates nursery, chooses baby names, reads parenting books, creates normal and abnormal world. Michael holds his son, smiles, says this why he doing all this. For Anthony, for future, for family, says 5 years still the plan, still the promise. 1954 coming, legitimacy coming, just be patient. Tom Hagen becomes bridge between Kay and truth, the conciliaire, German-Irish like her, outsider who became insider. He kind to her, explains things without explaining, tells her Michael good man, tells her Michael loves her, tells her Michael keeping promises. But Tom eyes say different story. Tom eyes say sorry. Tom eyes say you married Corleone now, no going back. Sonny still alive then, volcanic, violent, dangerous, but honest in his violence. What you see is what you get. Kay actually prefers Sonny to what Michael becoming. At least Sonny doesn't pretend. Doesn't promise legitimacy while consolidating power. Doesn't kiss her goodnight, then order things she doesn't want to imagine. Fredo tries to befriend her, nervous, eager, weak. She feels sorry for him, trapped between brother who explodes and brother who calculates. Michael officially becomes acting Don. Vito steps back, health declining, doctor visits increase. Michael takes chair at head of table. Kay watches transformation complete, the way he sits, the way he speaks, the way silence falls when he enters room. This not temporary anymore, this not transition. This is Michael Corleone becoming Don Corleone. She asks him about 5-year promise. He holds her hands, says plan still on track, says moving to Nevada soon, Las Vegas, casinos, legitimate business, says gambling becoming legal, respectable, almost legitimate already. She counts years. 1951, 3 years left. 1954, she holds on to deadline like life raft. Connie's marriage falling apart. Carlo Rizzi hits her. Sonny explodes, beats Carlo in street. Vito furious, not at Carlo, at Sonny, for making scene, for showing weakness, for letting emotions control actions. Kay watches, learns. This family operates on different code, different rules. Power matters, control matters, appearances matter. Love doesn't, safety doesn't, happiness doesn't. She holds Anthony tighter, whispers promises to him she knows might be lies. Business dealings increase. Michael travels, Chicago, Detroit, Miami, Nevada, building relationships, building empire, building legitimacy, he claims. Kay stays behind, raises Anthony, attends church, tries to maintain Protestant values in Catholic world. Tries to stay herself, feels herself slipping, feels New Hampshire girl disappearing, feels Mrs. Michael Corleone replacing Kay Adams. She looks in mirror, doesn't recognize reflection anymore. Vito gives advice, sits with Michael in garden, talks strategy, talks patience, talks about power being invisible, about moving slowly, about making enemies think they winning until moment they realize they lost. Kay overhears sometimes, through windows, through doors left slightly open. She understands then, the 5-year promise, the legitimacy promise. It was never about leaving. It was about controlling so completely nobody can touch them. About being so powerful, they can pretend to be legitimate, different from what she thought, different from what she believed. Pregnant again, daughter this time, Mary, 2 children now, 2 reasons to stay, 2 reasons to keep believing, 2 hostages to fortune. Michael dotes on them, loves them genuinely. She sees it, but she also sees how he uses them, as excuse, as justification, as reason for consolidation of power. Everything for the children, everything for their future, everything for their security. She wants to argue, wants to say children need father more than empire, needs husband more than Don, cannot find words, cannot find courage. Meetings continue, violence continues. She reads newspapers, sees headlines, mob boss killed, family war escalating, police investigations. Michael comes home, blood never on his hands, suit never wrinkled, face never showing guilt. He kisses her, asks about her day, plays with children, perfect husband, perfect father, perfect monster. She knows now, knew for a while. 5-year promise slipping away. 1954 approaching, nothing changing, everything changing. Michael changing, she changing, marriage changing. Vito's health worse. 1953, heart problems, doctors concerned. Michael takes full control now, not acting Don anymore, real Don. Everyone knows, police know, rival families know, politicians know. Only Kay pretending otherwise, only Kay clinging to promise made in different lifetime by different Michael. Man she married in 1949 gone, replaced by something colder, something calculating, something necessary for survival in this world. She loves him still, loves the moments when old Michael surfaces, when he laughs with children, when he holds her at night, when he whispers he loves her. But moments becoming rare, gaps between them growing. 5 years almost up, legitimacy nowhere in sight. 1954 arrives, deadline passes. Kay says nothing, Michael says nothing. Promise hanging in air between them. Dead promise, broken promise, forgotten promise. She becomes pregnant 3rd time. Michael pleased, another child, another tie binding her, another reason to stay. Another year passing, another promise fading. She stops asking questions, stops hoping for change, stops believing in different future, accepts reality. She misses Michael Corleone, Don's wife, Mafia wife. Future she ran from, now future she living. New Hampshire girl dead, buried somewhere between 1945 and 1955. Someone else wearing her face now. Someone who learned not to ask, not to question, not to hope. Summer 1955. July heat settles over Long Island compound. Vito Corleone dies in garden, heart attack, playing with grandson Anthony among tomato plants. Falls gently, no violence, no drama. After everything he survived, death comes quietly, peacefully, almost mercifully. Kay watches Michael receive news. His face shows nothing. Empty, carved from stone, but his hand grips hers too tight, crushing her fingers. Only sign of feeling, then he lets go. walks away, handles arrangements, handles everything, always handles everything. Funeral 3 days later, black dresses, black suits, black limousines stretching down the street. Everyone comes. 5 families send representatives, judges, politicians, businessmen, police chiefs, all paying respects, all pretending. Kay stands beside Michael, holds his arm, plays the role, grieving daughter-in-law, supportive wife. She liked Vito, feared him, respected him, but also saw kindness there, wisdom, something almost gentle beneath the power. Now gone, Michael lost connection to anything resembling normal. With Vito dead, no one left to restrain him, no one left to counsel patience, no one left to remind him of limits. She watches them at funeral. Don Emilio Barzini, silver hair, expensive suit, face expressing sympathy, eyes calculating. Don Philip Tattaglia, old, weathered, paying respects to enemy. Don Anthony Strachey, Don Otilio Cuneo, all present, all vultures circling. Michael shakes their hands, thanks them for coming, face showing nothing. But Kay knows him now, knows what that emptiness means, knows wheels turning behind those dead eyes, something coming, something terrible. Week later, Connie's baby baptism scheduled, Sunday morning. Michael agrees to be godfather. Kay surprised. He never shows much interest in religion, never attends mass regularly, never prays, but he accepts, stands at baptismal font, holds infant, answers priest questions, renounces Satan, promises to guide child in faith. She watches him, tries to see truth behind the performance, cannot. Michael become too good at masks, too practiced at pretending. She wonders if real Michael still exists somewhere underneath, or if Don Corleone consumed everything, replaced the man she married with something else, something necessary, something monstrous. During baptism, Michael calm, serene even, answers every question in steady voice. Do you renounce Satan? I do renounce him, and all his works. I do renounce them, and all his pomps. I do renounce them. Kay listens, feels cold despite summer heat. Something wrong, cannot identify what, just feeling, instinct, terror creeping up her spine. Michael too calm, too focused, like man completing checklist. Ceremony ends. Everyone returns to compound for reception. Food, music, family gathering, normal celebration, except nothing normal, not anymore, not ever again. Carlo Rizzi nervous all morning. Connie's husband, father of baptized child, should be celebrating, should be proud, instead sweating, pale, jumpy. Kay notices, asks Connie if everything all right. Connie forces smile, says fine, says Carlo just stressed about work, but her eyes show fear, show knowledge of something Kay doesn't understand yet. Carlo leaves early, says business, kisses Connie, kisses his child, walks out. Kay watches him go. Last time she sees him alive. Hours pass. Afternoon becomes evening. Tom Hagen receives phone calls, steps outside, returns looking grim, whispers to Michael. Michael nods, shows nothing. Kay asks what's happening. Michael kisses her forehead, says family business, says nothing to worry about, says take children home, put them to bed. She obeys, still learning obedience, still learning not to question. Takes Anthony and Mary, drives home, bathes them, reads bedtime stories, tucks them in, returns downstairs, house empty. Michael still gone. She waits, always waiting. Michael returns near midnight, face unchanged, suit perfect, not a wrinkle, not a stain, nothing suggesting anything unusual. He pours drink, sits in study. Kay brings him dinner. He eats mechanically, doesn't taste it, just fuel. She asks if everything okay. He says yes. She asks about Carlo. He says Carlo fine. She asks when he coming back. Michael looks at her, really looks, eyes empty as graves. Says Carlo not coming back. She asks what that means. He says business took him to Nevada, starting fresh there. She wants to believe, tries to believe, cannot quite manage it. Next morning, early, Pounding on door. Connie, hysterical, screaming, crying. Makeup running down her face, hair wild. Kay opens door. Connie pushes past. Storms into study where Michael's sitting, reading newspaper, drinking espresso. Perfect picture of innocent morning routine. Connie explodes, screams accusations. You eliminated him. You terminated him. You ended Carlo. You monster. You liar. You promised me. You promised. Michael stands, tries to calm her. She slaps him, hits him, claws at his face. Tom Hagen arrives, pulls her back, holds her. She collapses sobbing. Tom looks at Michael. Michael looks at Kay. Kay standing in doorway, frozen, processing, understanding. Carlo dead, not in Nevada, not starting fresh, dead, eliminated, by Michael's order, on baptism day. While Michael stood at font, renouncing Satan, while promising to guide child in faith, while Kay watched thinking maybe some goodness remained, while she hoped, while she believed, while she pretended, Connie's accusations keep coming, between sobs, between screams. You planned it, you waited, you used my baby's baptism, you eliminated my husband on my baby's baptism day. What kind of monster, what kind of brother, what kind of man? Kay cannot move, cannot speak, cannot process, everything crystallizing. 5 years of slow realization becoming instant understanding. The promises, the legitimacy, the 5 years, all lies, always lies. Michael never intended to leave, never planned to become legitimate, never meant any of it, just words, just tools to keep her compliant, keep her waiting, keep her trapped. She looks at him, standing there, calming his sister, denying nothing, confirming nothing, just being Don Corleone, just handling situation, just managing crisis, like everything else, like their marriage, like their life, like her. Tom escorts Connie out, promises to take care of her, promises to handle everything. Michael turns to Kay. She steps back, instinctive, unconscious. He notices, face flickers, almost hurt, almost human. Then mask returns. Kay, he says, you don't understand. I had to. Carlo betrayed us. Carlo responsible for Sonny. I had no choice. Always the justifications, always the reasons, always the necessities. She wants to scream like Connie, wants to hit him, wants to run. Does nothing, says nothing, just looks at him. This stranger wearing her husband's face. But something breaks inside her, something fundamental. The lost thread of hope, the lost fragment of belief, the lost pretense that their marriage means anything beyond transaction, beyond survival, beyond trap. She walked into with open eyes and closed mind. She turns, walks away, locks herself in bedroom, sits on bed, stares at wall. Children sleeping down the hall. Innocent, unaware their father monster, unaware their mother complicit, unaware world they born into, built on blood and lies. She stays there all day. Michael doesn't disturb her, gives her space, gives her time, gives her nothing that matters. That evening she emerges, decides, cannot leave, cannot take children and run, nowhere to go, no safety outside Michael's protection. Other families would use her, use children, leverage against him. She trapped, perfectly trapped. So she does what she must, what women in her position always do. Adapts, survives, pretends. But first, she needs to know, needs to hear him say it, needs the last illusion destroyed completely. Needs truth, even if truth destroys her. She finds him in study, same place, same chair, same newspaper, like nothing happened, like his sister didn't collapse, like his wife didn't break, like world didn't end. She stands in doorway, gathers courage. Prepares to ask question she knows she shouldn't, question that breaks his rules, question that ends everything, but she has to know, has to hear it, has to have her answer. Kay stands in doorway, Michael at his desk, same desk Vito used, same chair, same leather worn by different hands, different man. She crosses threshold. Each step feels like walking underwater, heavy, resistant. Room smells like cigar smoke and old wood and power. Masculine space, male domain. She never belonged here, never welcome. Tom Hagen taught her that early. Women don't ask about business. Women don't question. Women support. Raise children. Maintain home. Stay silent. But silence killing her now. Connie's scream still echoing. Carlo dead. Eliminated on baptism day. While priest asked Michael to renounce evil. While he held innocent baby. While Kay watched believing some humanity remained. Michael looks up from paperwork. Sees her. His expression shifts. Softens slightly. Kay, he says. Voice gentle. Almost loving. Come sit. She doesn't move. Cannot. If she sits, this becomes conversation. Becomes negotiation. Becomes another moment where he controls everything. She needs to stand. Needs this small power. This tiny resistance. He notices. Reads her like he reads everyone. Stands himself. Levels the field. Walks around desk. Approaches slowly. Like approaching frightened animal. Smart. She feels frightened. Feels trapped. Feels like running. Michael, she says. Voice shaking. Hates that it shakes. Wanted strength. Wanted certainty. Gets trembling instead. Gets weakness. He stops. Gives her space. Waits. Patient. Always patient. That patience used to comfort her. Now terrifies her. Because patience means control. Means calculation. Means everything measured and planned and executed perfectly. Including her. Including this moment. Including whatever comes next. She forces words out. Connie says. Pauses. Breathes. Continues. Connie says you eliminated Carlo. Michael's face doesn't change. Doesn't deny. Doesn't confirm. Just watches. Studies. Calculates response. That pause tells her everything. If innocent, he would explode. Would demand to know how she could think such thing. Would defend himself immediately. Instead, silence. Instead, consideration. Instead, strategy. She feels sick, stomach churning. Wants to run. Cannot. Nowhere to go. Children sleeping upstairs. Future bound to this man. This stranger. This Don. Michael, she says again. Stronger this time. Anger replacing fear. I need to know. He tilts head. Studies her. Kay, you know the rules. You don't ask about business. She laughs. Bitter, harsh. Business. Carlo was family. Connie's husband. Father of her children. Your nephew's father. That's not business. That's family. Michael's jaw tightens. Only sign of reaction. Everything business, Kay. Everything. That's what you don't understand. What you refuse to understand. Family, business, same thing. Always been same thing. She steps closer, no longer afraid. Anger burning through fear. Then tell me the truth. Did you order Carlo's death? Did you eliminate him? Michael stares at her. Long moment. Tension thick as summer humidity. Heavy, suffocating. She sees conflict in his eyes. Brief, fleeting, human moment. Man wrestling with what to tell wife versus what Don must maintain. The man loses, always loses now. Don winning every battle. Don consuming everything, including truth. Michael speaks slowly, carefully. Kay, I've never talked to you about my business. You know that. She nods. Wants to stop. Wants to back away. Cannot. Too far now. Too much seen. Too much understood. Michael continues. And I never will. That's the way we live. That's the agreement. She shakes head. No agreement, no consent, just compliance, just survival, just being good wife to man who promised legitimacy and delivered empire built on graves. But this once, Michael says, steps closer, takes her hands, his touch warm, familiar, deceptive. This once, I'll let you ask about my affairs. She stares at him. Cannot believe it. Permission, actual permission, after 6 years of silence, 6 years of not asking, not questioning, not knowing. Now he offering, now he allowing. Why? Why now? Trap, must be trap. But she takes it, has to, will never get another chance. This moment or never, this truth or eternal ignorance. Is it true? She asks, voice steadier now. About Carlo? Michael holds her gaze, eyes dark, unreadable, second stretch, 5, 10, 15. Then he speaks, Single word, clear, direct, absolute, no. That's all, just no. Not killed him, not ordered it, not involved, just no. Simple, clean, final. She searches his face, looking for tell, for crack, for anything suggesting lie, sees nothing. Michael learned from best. Vito taught him well, how to lie without blinking, how to deceive without flinching, how to look someone in the eye and sell them fiction as fact. But Kay wants to believe, needs to believe, cannot survive knowing husband eliminated family member on baptism day. Cannot raise children knowing their father capable of that calculation, that coldness, that monstrosity. So she chooses belief, chooses hope, chooses delusion. Relief floods through her, physical, almost painful. Michael didn't do it. Michael not responsible. Michael still has limits, still has lines he won't cross, still has humanity. Connie wrong, grief-stricken and mistaken. Carlo probably ran, probably left her, probably fled debts or enemies or consequences. Not Michael, not her Michael. She exhales, didn't realize she'd been holding breath. Thank you, she whispers, for telling me, for being honest. Michael pulls her close, kisses her forehead. I love you, Kay. Never forget that. Everything I do for us, for our family, for our children's future. She nods against his chest, wants to believe that too. Wants to believe love motivates him. Wants to believe family matters more than power. She pulls back, smiles weakly. I should check on children, make sure they're sleeping. He nods. Good, I have some business to finish here. She turns, walks toward door. Freedom, escape, return to safe ignorance. Then she remembers, needs to tell him about Mary's school registration, about Anthony's doctor appointment, about normal things, normal life things, things that prove they still have normalcy, still have marriage, still have something beyond empire and blood and lies. She turns back, hand on doorknob, opens mouth to speak, sees into study, into Michael's world, into truth. Peter Clemenza enters through side door, doesn't see Kay, focused on Michael, approaches, takes Michael's hand, kisses the ring, the Don's ring, speaks words that shatter everything. Don Corleone, we finished everything, all arrangements made, all loose ends handled. Michael nods. Good, you did well, Peter. Clemenza backs away, respectful, subservient, soldier to general, employee to boss, subject to king. Neri appears, silent, professional, notices Kay standing frozen in doorway. Their eyes meet. His show nothing, no sympathy, no apology, no humanity, just emptiness, just duty. He walks toward her, slow, measured, hand reaches for door. Kay cannot move, cannot speak, cannot process what she's seeing. Clemenza calling Michael Don Corleone, kissing his ring, reporting completed tasks, all arrangements made, all loose ends. Carlo. Carlo was loose end. Carlo eliminated, by Michael's order, after Michael promised, after Michael looked her in eye, after Michael said no. Neri closes door, slow, deliberate, shutting her out, separating her from that world, from Michael's world, from truth. Door clicks shut, final, permanent, absolute. Kay stares at wood, dark mahogany, solid, impenetrable, symbol of everything, of separation, of lies, of marriage reduced to performance. She stands there, hands still raised, mouth still open, words dying unspoken. Inside that room, Michael Corleone, Don Corleone, man who eliminated brother-in-law on baptism day, man who looked wife in eye and lied without hesitation, man who became everything he promised he wouldn't, everything she believed he wasn't, everything she hoped he couldn't. Inside that room, stranger wearing her husband's face, monster wearing father's title, Don wearing wedding ring. Outside that room, Kay, fool, believer, victim of her own willful blindness. She believed because she wanted to, believed because she needed to, believed because alternative meant accepting she married into nightmare, meant accepting her children born into blood, meant accepting she complicit in empire she pretended not to see. Door closed now. Can't pretend anymore. Can't believe anymore. Can't hope anymore. She backs away from door. Step, another step, 3 steps, then runs, upstairs, into bedroom, locks door, sits on bed, stares at hands. Same hands Michael held, same hands he lied to, same hands that touched monster and felt nothing. Because monsters wear human faces, speak human words, offer human comfort, until door closes, until truth revealed, until wife realizes she not wife, she possession, she tool, she another piece in chess game she didn't know she playing. K. Corleone understands now, finally, completely, devastatingly. Michael lied, Carlo dead, 5-year promise was lie, legitimacy was lie, their marriage was lie, everything was lie, and she believed all of it. Every word, every promise, every hope. She chose delusion over truth, chose comfort over knowledge, chose prison over freedom, and now door closed, locked, sealed. No escape, no future, no hope, just reality, cold, hard, unforgiving. She married Godfather, and Godfather doesn't have wife. He has possessions. She one of them, always was. Door just made it visible. Days pass. Kay doesn't mention door, doesn't mention lie, doesn't mention Carlo. Plays perfect wife, smiles at breakfast, kisses Michael goodbye, reads to children, attends church, maintains routine, surface calm, hiding internal devastation. Michael watches her carefully, knows she saw, knows she understands, says nothing. Grateful for her silence, grateful for her compliance, grateful she chose pretending over confrontation. Marriage becomes performance. Both actors knowing script, both playing roles, both avoiding truth that would destroy everything. Weeks become months. 1955 becomes 1956. Kay discovers she's pregnant again. 3rd child, should feel joy, feels trapped instead. Another chain binding her, another reason she cannot leave, another hostage to Michael's world. She tells him over dinner, his face lights up, genuine happiness, rare emotion anymore. He kisses her, thanks her, promises this child will have better future, promises legitimacy coming soon, same promises, same lies. She nods, smiles, says nothing. What can she say? Truth would shatter fragile peace they built on foundation of mutual deception. Michael expands operations, moves family to Nevada, Lake Tahoe compound, isolated, beautiful. Prison disguised as paradise, mountains, lake, fresh air, guards everywhere, armed men pretending to be gardeners, security pretending to be staff. Kay raises children in gilded cage. Anthony starts school, smart boy, curious, asks questions about father's work. Kay deflects, teaches him not to ask, not to question, not to see. Passing down her own learned blindness, hating herself for it, having no choice. Nevada supposed to represent legitimacy. Casinos legal here, gambling respectable. Michael owns 3 properties. Legitimate businessman, successful entrepreneur. American dream achieved. Except meetings still happen behind closed doors. Men still kiss his ring. Violence still solves problems, just further from New York. Further from visibility, further from consequences. Kay sees through facade, says nothing. Good wife, silent wife, complicit wife. Tom Hagen visits often, bridge between worlds. He kind to Kay, talks with her, treats her like human instead of possession. She appreciates it, clings to it. Small kindness in cold world. Tom knows she knows, sees it in her eyes, offers nothing, no escape, no answers, just presence, just companionship, just acknowledgement she exists beyond role as mother and wife. She grateful for even that. Standards lowered so far. Crumbs feel like feast. 3rd child born, son. They name him after Vito. Michael overjoyed. Legacy continues. Power transfers to next generation. Kay holds baby. Feels love. Feels terror. Another boy. Another future dawn. Another child destined for world she cannot escape. She tries to imagine different future. College, career, normal life. Cannot. Pattern too established. Michael too powerful. Family too consuming. This baby will grow up like Anthony, like Mary. Corleone children. Marked, claimed, owned. Michael War with Hyman Roth begins. Cuba operations, complex business dealings, attempts on Michael's life. Kay doesn't know details, doesn't want to know, but feels tension, sees bodyguards multiply, notices Michael sleeping with gun under pillow, watches him age, gray appearing at temples, lines deepening around eyes, weight of empire crushing him. She feels no sympathy, only cold observation. Man who chose this, man who dragged her into it, man who lied every step. Anthony growing, 8 years old, starts asking why father doesn't come to school events, why other fathers work normal jobs, why guards follow them everywhere. Kay runs out of answers, runs out of excuses, runs out of lies that sound believable. Michael notices son's distance, tries to bridge gap, takes him fishing, teaches him Italian, tells him stories about Vito, about family, about honor and tradition and responsibility. Anthony listens, polite, distant, already learning to perform, already learning to pretend, already becoming Corleone. Kay attends mass regularly, seeking answers, seeking forgiveness, seeking something she cannot name. Priest talks about morality, about sin, about complicity. She feels every word like accusation. She enables Michael by staying, by silence, by raising his children, by playing role. She accomplice to every crime, every death, every corruption, cannot leave, cannot stay, trapped between impossible choices. So she prays, useless prayers to God who doesn't answer, or answers in ways she cannot hear through her own guilt. Tensions escalate, Michael paranoid, trusts no one, suspects everyone, even Fredo, especially Fredo. Kay watches brother's relationship deteriorate. Fredo weak, always been weak, but loyal, or seemed loyal. Michael sees betrayal everywhere, maybe right, maybe wrong. Kay doesn't know, doesn't care. Family destroying itself, empire consuming its own, poetic justice, tragic inevitability. She watches like spectator at accident, horrified, unable to look away, unable to help. Kay tries talking to Michael. Late night, children asleep. She asks about Cuba, about Roth, about why peace never comes, why legitimacy never arrives, why promises never kept. Michael tired, defensive, explains complications, threats, necessities, always justifications, always reasons why things must be this way. She listens, hears nothing new, nothing convincing, nothing true, just more words, more promises, more lies wrapped in sincerity. She asks directly, when does it end, Michael? When do we get normal life? When do promises become reality? He looks at her, really looks, sees her desperation, her exhaustion, her dissolution. Michael, she continues, it's been almost 10 years. You promised 5. What happened to 5 years? He reaches for her hand. She pulls away. First time she rejected its touch. First time she showed anger. He freezes, recognizes danger. Why finally breaking? Why finally rebelling? Why finally seeing? Soon, Kay, he says, voice soft, pleading. Soon. Just need to handle Roth's situation, need to secure operations, need to ensure children's safety. Then everything changes. Then we become legitimate. Then we have life you want. She laughs, bitter, empty, hopeless. You said that 5 years ago, Michael, and 5 years before that. How many more 5 years? How many more promises? How many more lies before you admit truth? He stiffens. What truth? She meets his eyes. That you never leaving, that this is who you are, that Don Corleone consumed Michael Corleone completely. Nothing left of man I married. Only title, only power, only empire built on graves. Silence falls between them, canyon opening, years of unspoken resentment erupting. Michael face hardens, mask returning, vulnerability disappearing. You don't understand, Kay. You never understood. This world, these necessities, these sacrifices, everything I do protects you, protects our children, protects our future. She shakes head. No, Michael. Everything you do protects your power, your empire, your legacy. We just justification, excuse. reason to continue building what you would build anyway. He stands, angry now, defensive. You want to leave? Leave. Take nothing. See how long you survive without my protection, without my money, without my name. She stares at him, sees truth finally, completely. She prisoner. Always been prisoner. Door closed 10 years ago. Or maybe 20. Maybe day she met him. Maybe day she believed his promises. Maybe day she chose love over sense. No escape now, no freedom, no future beyond this. She stands, walks to bedroom, locks door, cries silently so children won't hear. Next morning, normalcy returns. Breakfast together. Michael reads newspaper. Kay serves food. Children chatter. Perfect family tableau. Underneath, wreckage, marriage ending, love dying, hope extinguished. But performance continues, must continue. For children, for safety, for survival. Kay learns final lesson. Door doesn't just close once. Closes every day, every moment, every choice to stay, every choice to pretend, every choice to enable. She closes door herself now. Willing participant in own imprisonment, willing accomplice to own destruction. And somewhere deep inside, part of her dies, part that believed, part that hoped, part that loved, replaced by something colder, something harder. Something necessary for survival in world she chose, world she cannot escape, world that will consume her children just as it consumed their father, just as it consuming her. One day, one lie, one closed door at a time. Log Tahoe compound, winter, snow covers mountains, ice forms on lake edges, beauty masking prison. Kay walks through house, like ghost, present but absent, breathing but not living. Children notice. Anthony asks why mommy sad. She forces smile, says nothing wrong. Lies come easier now. Practice makes perfect. She becoming expert liar, learning from best. Michael taught her well. Senate hearings announced. Investigation into organized crime. Michael subpoenaed. Kay watches him prepare. Lawyers everywhere. Strategy sessions. Coach testimony. He nervous. First time she seen him truly worried. Not about enemies with guns. About government with questions. About exposure. About truth becoming public. She feels nothing. No sympathy. No concern. No care. Empty inside. Hollowed out by years of complicity. Years of silence. Years of enabling. Frank Pentangeli testifies. Michael's Kappa regime. New York operations. Supposed to implicate Michael. Destroy him. Kay watches hearing on television. Hopes briefly. Maybe this ends it. Maybe government does what she cannot. Freeze her. Freeze children. Freeze them all. But Pentangeli recants. Brother brought from Sicily. Sits in hearing room. Silent threat. Family pressure. Omerta enforced. Pentangeli lies. Protects Michael. Michael walks free. Again. Always. Untouchable. Kay realizes then. No escape. No salvation. No outside force coming to rescue her. Government cannot touch him. Law cannot reach him. Justice cannot find him. He protected by code, older than America, stronger than law, more binding than morality. She trapped forever, unless she acts, unless she does something, unless she breaks free herself. Confrontation comes on ordinary Tuesday, nothing special, nothing dramatic, just another day in slow death of marriage. Michael working in study. Kay enters, closes door. He looks up, surprised. She never intrudes anymore, learned boundaries, accepted separation, but today different. Today something broken inside her reaches critical point. Today she cannot pretend anymore. Michael, she says, voice steady. Practice this moment mentally for months. We need to talk. About what? About us. About this marriage. About what we're doing to our children. He puts down pen, gives her attention, calculating, wary. What about our children? They're fine, they're healthy, they have everything. She laughs, bitter. Everything except normal life. Everything except honest father. Everything except truth. His jaw tightens. Don't start, Kay. Not today. She steps closer. When then? When is good day to discuss how we living lie? How are you destroying this family with your obsession with power? How you promised legitimacy 10 years ago and we further from it now than ever? Michael stands, anger rising. I'm protecting this family. Everything I do protects us. She shakes head. No. Everything you do protects your empire. We just excuse, just justification, just reason to continue. They argue, voices rising, years of resentment erupting. Michael defensive, Kay accusatory. Same patterns, same words, same circular logic leading nowhere. Then Kay says something different, something final, something irreversible. I'm pregnant, Michael. He stops, face changes, softens, reaches for her. Kay, that's wonderful. When did you? She steps back. I was pregnant. Past tense. He freezes. Was? What do you mean was? Kay meets his eyes, steel in her gaze, new strength, born from desperation, from necessity, from finally choosing herself. I terminated it, Michael. I went to doctor. I ended the pregnancy. I refused to bring another child into your world, another son for you to corrupt, another daughter for you to use, another piece for your empire. I said no. First time in 10 years, I said no. Silence. Complete. Absolute. Michael staring at her, face cycling through emotions, shock, disbelief, anger, betrayal. He cannot process, cannot understand. His wife, his property, his possession, defied him, acted without permission, chose herself over his legacy. Impossible, unthinkable, unforgivable. Michael, she continues, voice shaking now but determined. It wasn't miscarriage like I told you. It was choice, my body, my decision. I will not bring another child into this darkness, into your blood-soaked empire, into this nightmare you call family business. I am done pretending, done enabling, done being complicit in your crimes. He moves fast, violence she always feared finally arriving. Hand strikes her face, open palm, hard. She falls, hits floor, tastes blood, touches her lip, looks up at him. He's standing over her, breathing hard, face twisted with rage. You killed my child, he says, voice low, dangerous. You murdered my son. She laughs from floor. Your son? Funny. When it's convenient, they're yours. When they need care, they're mine. When they reflect glory, yours. When they need work, mine. Always yours when it matters. Always mine when it doesn't. Michael's fist clenches. For a moment she thinks he'll hit her again. Doesn't care. Welcomes it almost. Physical pain preferable to emotional death. She'd been dying for years. But he stops himself. Steps back. Breathing heavy. Processing. Calculating. Deciding response. He walks to phone. Dials. Tom? I need you here. Now. Emergency? Hangs up. Tom Hagen arrives 20 minutes later. Finds Kay on couch. Ice on her face. Michael pacing study. Tom looks between them. Reads situation. Says nothing. Waits. Michael finally speaks. She's leaving. Kay leaving. Taking nothing. No children. No money. No name. She wants out. She's out. Kay stands. No, I'm taking my children. Michael laughs. Dark. Cruel. Your children? You just terminated my child. You murdered my son. You think I let you near Anthony or Mary ever again? You insane. Tom intervenes. Michael. Kay, please, let's discuss this calmly. Michael cuts him off. Nothing to discuss. She made choice. Now lives with consequences. She wants freedom. She has it, but loses everything. Tom looks at Kay. Sympathy in eyes. Also resignation. Cannot help her, cannot protect her. Michael is Don. Michael decides. Michael wins. Always wins. Kay tries fighting, threatens lawyers, threatens exposure, threatens going to press with everything she knows. Michael unmoved. Try it, he says. Coldly. See what happens. See how long you survive. See if any lawyer takes your case. See if any newspaper prints your story. See if you even make it to courthouse. She understands threat. Real, serious, absolute. She can leave, but children stay. She can survive. but only if she stays silent. She can breathe, but only if she obeys even in absence. Week later, Kay Adams Corleone leaves Lake Tahoe compound, single suitcase, no children, no money beyond what Tom secretly gave her, no future beyond survival. She moves to Vermont, small town, teaching job, new name, new identity, new life built on ruins of old one. Anthony and Mary told mother sick. Mother needed help. Mother coming back soon. Lies they eventually stop believing, eventually stop asking about, eventually accept as truth. Kay writes letters. Anthony's birthday, Mary's birthday, Christmas, Easter. Michael intercepts all of them. Children never see them, never know she trying, never understand she didn't abandon them willingly. They grow up believing mother chose herself over them, chose freedom over family, chose escape over love. Another lie, another wound, another piece of damage Michael inflicts while claiming protection. Years pass. Kay remarries eventually. Good man, teacher, stable, normal, everything Michael wasn't. They have quiet life, small apartment, weekend hikes, book clubs, ordinary existence. She should feel grateful, should feel free, should feel happy, feels empty instead, incomplete, broken. Children-shaped holes in her heart that never heal, never close, never stop aching. She reads about Michael in newspapers, his business dealings, his political connections, his legitimacy efforts, all lies, all performance, all continuation of same pattern. She knows truth, cannot speak it, learned silence too well, carries knowledge like curse, like scar, like punishment for believing once that love conquers all, that promises matter, that doors stay open. She was wrong about everything, and wrongness cost her everything. Children, marriage, self, identity, future. All sacrificed on altar of Michael Corleone's ambition. All consumed by empire she helped build through silence, through compliance, through choosing survival over resistance until too late, until resistance meant losing everything anyway. Door closed decade ago. She just took 10 years to notice. And by time she did, by time she tried to leave, found door locked from outside, found herself prisoner who didn't realize she'd been arrested, found freedom meant losing what mattered most, so she chose differently, chose herself, chose saying no, chose terminating pregnancy rather than bringing another victim into Michael's world. Cost her everything, saved no one, changed nothing, but was hers, only choice in decade that was truly hers. And for that one act of defiance, for that one moment of autonomy, she pays forever, in absence, in silence, in empty rooms that should hold children but hold only echoes, only regrets, only knowledge that she was right, about Michael, about lies, about door closing, but being right doesn't matter, doesn't help, doesn't change anything, just means she saw truth, and truth destroyed her. Vermont, 1960s, Kay Adams, no longer Corleone, reclaimed maiden name, teaching elementary school, second grade classroom, alphabet charts on walls, children's drawings, finger paintings, innocent world, safe world, world without blood. She good teacher, patient, kind, understanding. Children love her, parents respect her, colleagues consider her dedicated professional. Nobody knows, nobody suspects, nobody imagines woman reading picture books survived marriage to monster. Night's hardest, empty apartment. Quiet, too quiet. She thinks about Anthony, about Mary. Wonder if they remember her. Wonder if they hate her. Wonder if Michael told them truth or fed them lies. Probably lies. Michael expert at lies. She writes letters monthly, birthday cards, Christmas cards, Easter cards, sends them to compound. Never receives replies, doesn't know if children see them. Suspects Michael intercepts everything, erases her systematically, removes her from their lives like surgeon removing tumor, clean, efficient, complete. 1970s arrive. Kay remarries, Daniel, mathematics teacher, widower, 2 grown children, gentle man, quiet life. They buy small house, plant garden, adopt dog. Ordinary existence she always wanted. Should feel grateful, should feel content, should feel complete. Doesn't, cannot, Anthony and Mary shaped holes remain, bleeding wounds that never heal, never close, never stop aching. Daniel knows about first marriage, knows about children left behind, doesn't know details, doesn't know who Michael really is, doesn't know empire she escaped. She tells sanitized version, difficult marriage, custody lost, former husband powerful, better not to discuss. Daniel accepts, doesn't push, respects boundaries, good man, patient man, nothing like Michael. That's exactly why she chose him. News reaches her through newspapers. Michael Corleone, casino owner, Nevada businessman, political connections, charitable foundations, legitimacy achieved, or so headlines claim. Kay knows better, knows truth underneath. Foundation built on bones, empire watered with blood, legitimacy purchased with violence. She reads articles, studies photographs, Michael older, gray hair, lines deepening, but eyes same, cold, empty, calculating. Don Corleone wearing businessman mask. Nobody sees it, nobody questions, nobody looks close enough, except her. She knows, she sees, she remembers. Phone call, late evening, unknown number. She answers. Kay, voice familiar, painful. Connie, Michael's sister. They haven't spoken in 18 years. Kay's heart races. Something wrong, something happened. Children, please let children be safe. Connie's voice shaking. Kay, you should know. Anthony, he left family, chose music, opera, Michael furious, but Anthony escaped. He out, he safe. Kay weeps, relief, joy, grief. One child free, one child saved, one child escaped empire. Thank you for telling me, she whispers. Connie silent moment, then continues. Mary still there, still with Michael, still trapped. I'm sorry, Kay. I tried, cannot reach her. Michael guards her too closely. Kay understands, one saved, one still imprisoned, better than none, worse than both. Connie hangs up. Kay cries all night. Daniel holds her, says nothing. Knows sometimes silence, only comfort. Spring. Newspaper headline changes everything. Tragedy in Sicily. Shooting at Opera House. Mary Corleone dead. Daughter of Michael Corleone. Killed in assassination attempt. Kay collapses. Physical pain, chest crushing. Cannot breathe, cannot think, cannot process. Mary, her baby, her daughter, dead. 24 years old. Entire life ahead. Cut short. Ended. Eliminated by world. Kay tried to save her from. Failed. Failed completely. Failed utterly. Daniel drives her to funeral. Sicily. Small village. Church crowded. Family. Associates. Mourners. Kay arrives late. Stands in back. Wearing black. Veil covering face. Nobody recognizes her. Nobody acknowledges her. She watches from distance. Coffin at altar. Closed casket. Mary inside. Cold. Gone. Forever. Michael sitting front row. Broken. Destroyed. Face carved from grief. This punishment. This consequence. This price for empire built on death. His daughter. His legacy. His future. Taken same way he took from others. Poetic. Tragic. Inevitable. Anthony there too. Singing at funeral. Voice beautiful. Heartbreaking. Angelic. Kay sees him first time in 20 years. Grown man, strong, independent, free. Exactly what she hoped. Exactly what Mary never got chance to become. After ceremony, Kay approaches. Anthony, she whispers. He turns, studies her face. Moment of confusion. Then recognition. Mom? She nods. Cannot speak. He stares at her. Emotions cycling. Anger, confusion, relief, grief. Too many feelings. Too much time passed. Too much damage done. He opens mouth. Closes it. Opens again. I got your letters, he finally says. Everyone. Michael never let Mary see hers, but I got mine. Kept them hidden. Read them every birthday. Knew you didn't abandon us. Knew you tried. Kay weeps. Hugs him. Who allows it? Stiff at first. Then softens. Hugs back. 20 years of separation. 20 years of longing. 20 years of loss. Compressed into single embrace. They talk briefly. Cannot say much. Too public. Too dangerous. Too many eyes. Anthony tells her he escaped. He sings now, lives in New York, different life, clean life, free life. She tells him she proud. She always loved them. She never stopped fighting. He believes her. They exchange addresses, promise to write, promise to reconnect, promise to rebuild what Michael destroyed. Small hope, fragile hope, but hope nonetheless. Michael doesn't approach, doesn't acknowledge her presence, maybe doesn't notice, maybe doesn't care, maybe too broken to register anything beyond his own grief. Kay watches him from distance. Man who promised legitimacy, man who swore protection, man who destroyed everyone he touched, including himself, especially himself. Mary's death killed him too, not physically, not yet, but spiritually, emotionally, completely, shell remaining. But man inside dead, gone with daughter, buried with dreams, ended with Empire's final bill coming due. Kay returns to Vermont, to Daniel, to quiet life, to safety. But something changed. Mary's death shifted something fundamental. Guilt lessons, not disappeared, never disappears, but lessons. She sees now. Staying wouldn't have saved Mary. Leaving didn't kill her. Michael's world killed her. Empire killed her. Power killed her. Same power that would have consumed Kay too if she stayed. Same power that tried consuming Anthony, but he escaped. Same power that devoured Michael completely. Leaving was right choice, only choice. Survival, not betrayal. Escape, not abandonment. She did what she could, saved who she could, lost who she lost, but survived. That matters. That counts. That's enough. News reaches her again. Michael Corleone dead, age 77, natural causes, Sicily, alone in courtyard. Same courtyard where he married Apollonia 60 years ago. Kay reads obituary, lengthy, detailed, accomplishments listed, charitable works cited, business empire documented, family legacy praised. All lies, all performance, all carefully constructed fiction, hiding truth underneath. Michael Corleone was gangster, Don, monster. He eliminated brother, lied to wife, lost daughter, died alone. Everything he built, everything he sacrificed for, everything he destroyed, lives to achieve. All meaningless, all empty, all reduced to obituary full of lies nobody questions. Kay doesn't attend funeral. No reason, nothing left to say, no forgiveness to grant, no peace to make. Michael chose his path. She chose hers. His ended alone in Sicily. Hers continues in Vermont, surrounded by students, married to good man, connected to surviving son, not happy exactly, too much loss for happiness, but alive, breathing, free. Door closed 40 years ago. She spent decades trying to open it, to return, to save children, to fix marriage, to recover what lost. Finally understands. Door doesn't open, never opens, never was meant to. Door closes and stays closed. That's lesson, that's truth, that's reality. But Kay walked through different door. One Michael couldn't control, couldn't lock, couldn't close. Door of choice, door of resistance, door of saying no. Cost her everything, saved her soul, let her survive, let her breathe, let her reclaim herself from wreckage. Michael died, Don Corleone, powerful, rich, legendary, alone, empty, destroyed. Kay lives as Kay Adams, teacher, wife, mother to son who escaped, grandmother eventually, small life, quiet life, real life. She chose right, chose herself, chose freedom over possession, chose truth over comfortable lies. Door closed behind her 40 years ago. Never looked back, never regretted, never wondered what if, because she knows. Door closing was best thing that ever happened. Michael closing that door showed her truth, showed her reality, showed her exactly who he was, who he always been, who he always would be. And that truth, that devastating, painful, complete truth, set her free. Door closed, new door opened. She walked through, and never, ever stopped walking.